Good afternoon, students. So, today what we are going to see in this class is Travel by Train by J.B. Priestley. As you all know that this is a prose, right? So, by knowing the title itself, that you will come to know what is a travel and by means of train, right? So, as the author tries to say that what are the strategies to follow and what are the methods to follow to be a good traveler to our co-travelers, okay? So before I get into the lesson, I would like to let you know a few points about the author J.B. Priestley. So the first point is his name, John Boynton Priestley. His full name is John Boynton Priestley, and he was born in the year 1894 and he demised and he has passed away in the year 1984. He was born in the year, he was born at Bradford, UK, right? As you all know that UK is United Kingdom, and he lived there itself, and throughout his life he lived for literature. Throughout his life he worked as a literary critic, dramatist, essayist, and also a novelist. Throughout his life he doesn't have any other work, but he lived his life only for literature and to make his life a purposeful one, because as you all know that every job has their own purpose, but as a literarian that they have their own specific purpose, that they have to change the society. They want to change or mold the society. They have their own purpose. So as per the rule, he has done his job perfectly. So he has his own philosophical theme in the lesson, travel by train. So travel by train, we could guess that it is about a travel in train, right? So what do you think about travel by train? He may give you a travelogue experience, and he may give you his own experience that he has traveled in train, and he may give you a story in travel by train. But here he tries to tell you that travel by train means he is trying to give you certain examples, and by that examples you are going to lead your own life to be a good traveler in train. Not only in train, but in every means, okay? Here the author doesn't direct you to do certain things. He doesn't advise you to do certain things, but he indirectly gives you few examples, and by that example itself you have to analyze yourself and you have to find out in where you are and what are the things to be changed in yourself. So the first example that he has given is an irritable woman. So the first example is irritable woman, and in that example the author gives you that in the train journey there is a woman who entered the compartment, and at the moment she entered, the co-passengers felt that their peace of mind is going to destroy only because of seeing her face itself. Why? Because she is large and middle-aged, not because of her appearance only, but also her rasping voice and her habit of love smoking. She used to smoke a lot, and when she entered the compartment itself, she wants some other persons to accompany her for smoking. Because, and for that she gathered all the co-passengers who are smoking, and she started smoking in the compartment itself, which is an offensive one. And when she started smoking, she is not silently smoking, but she started irritating the other co-passengers. She started nagging others by her arms, and she's staring others. When she look at others, they just want to give up their seat and they just want to go to other place. They just, by looking at her face and her expression and her things, and she also having a dog. So by looking at these things, the co-passengers want to vacate the place and just want to sit in another place, because they just want to keep their peace with them and they just want to enjoy the travel. But if they travel with her, they know that they are not going to enjoy the travel, and their peace of mind is going to surely destroy. And she made everyone her victim, because when she entered the railway station, she complained about the porters, and when she entered the compartment, she started smoking, and when she is also having a dog, and she keep all her things under another seat, and she made others to discomfort, and she started scolding them. So they just leave their place. So by seeing them, we have to learn that we should not be a discomfort one to others, but we have to change ourselves that we should be a good traveler. The next one, the next type of traveler that the author has given us is a person who has carried all his household utensils and old chattels, old things which is in their house. They used to carry all the things and they started their journey. And not only she is carrying, she parceled everything. They parceled everything in a brown paper and they carried with them. Here, such persons are also, they not load their things under their own seat, but they used to have the things under another stable, another place, and they also used to have baskets of fruits, lots of fruits and bunches of flowers. So, if we plan to go for a tour, then we have, what we have to do is, we have to buy certain things from on the go. But here, the travelers taking all the things from the home, and they used to have all this when they go. And they started eating in the compartment itself. And by looking at their eating itself, we came to know that we don't want to eat there, because in such a manner they would eat. And bunches of flowers, already people have lots of miseries. We couldn't understand what problems they are undergoing. So we should be a good traveler so that we can make them comfortable and we can give some sort of peace to others. But such travelers, they used to eat, they used to peel bananas, and by looking at them itself, we came to know that we should not sit near them, because they peel the bananas and they throw out the skin, and they used to eat, and they just smear at others' seat, or they spit out the crumbs. So such travelers would be with us. So we have to be aware of that, and we should not, at any cost, we should not behave like that. Okay. The third one the author tries to tell you is about an Epicurean. An Epicurean is nothing but a person who has a lot of desire on food and drink. So the first thing is, the person who has entered the compartment itself, he just searched for his seat number and he settled everything, and he started eating. When he entered and settled itself, he started eating, and forever he keeps on eating. Whenever a vendor goes, he would buy something and started eating. And not only by eating by himself, he started passing what he has, passing sandwiches and everything, whatever he has, he started passing to others. So when passing others, usually what would happen? We usually, small comes, it would pass on somebody else. So something would happen. So when these things would happen, we have to keep some distance from them. And the author tries to tell that people would be like that. We cannot change each and everybody, but people would be like that, and we have to be aware of them, and we should not behave like that anymore. And they were talking with their mouths full. So whenever they speak with others, they would keep on eating, and what they have in their mouth, they would spit on others. Sometimes even we could have come across in the marriage hall or somewhere else. They would just make fun of others and they would just enjoying their time. But in between the gap, what they have in their mouth, they would spit out with their crumbs. And not only they spit out their crumbs, they started scattering crumbs on gentlemen. Those who have to go for some other occasion or something else, they would make their dress a dirtier one. And eating bananas lousy. Lousy means that it's not in a proper manner, and we couldn't see them eating in such a manner, and we would hate. Though we are in hunger, we would hate that by looking at that situation. Next one is, he talks about the children. Usually we would love to have children by us, because usually what they do is they keep on playing with us. So it would nice, but when it comes to traveling, the author tries to say that they are not a good traveling companions. Because what they would do is, when they get on the train, they started whimpering and howl. Because whatever they see around them is completely new to them, and they have never seen before that. So whatever they see new, they started imagining themselves that they are in some other place, and they started enjoying their journey. For some time, the travelers would enjoy what they have seen, but when time goes, they would not tolerate what they are doing. They cannot enjoy, and they started irritating by the children. And not only they are whimpering and howl, they keep on daubing their faces with chocolate. What they would do is, they will eat some chocolate and they smear on their own face, and by their own face they would fall on some other elderly persons, and on the seat they would smear the chocolate, and they would do unnecessary things, and they would throw the chocolate wrappers on anywhere else. and they are also climbing out of the window. Out of the window, it's not exactly out of the window, but they are pulling the window with themselves. They are just climbing to the window, and they are keep on shouting. So when looking at this, our day of peace is going to end. We have to think our day of journey is going to end. Our peace of mind is going to end. And he says that they are not good travel companions. And not only children, he also tries to say some other persons like when the climate is very hot, the persons who sit in the compartment, they won't allow anybody to open the windows, because at the time of summer we used to have more air, the breeze should be come with us, but they think that the window should not be opened. But in the time of chillness, but in the time of winter, they allow the window to be opened and they want to enjoy. So people are like that, they themselves want to enjoy what they have. They don't want anybody's comfortness. So if we want, we have to adapt ourselves, we have to adjust ourselves, or we have to vacate the place and we have to move another place. So he tries to tell that certain people are not doing it particularly, but we, by knowing these kind of people, we have to know that we should not be like that irritable travelers. So the next one he is trying to tell is innocent travelers. So innocent travelers, what do you mean by innocent travelers is, they would board on the wrong train. So they would board on the wrong train and they don't know anything about the train or the train number or anything. They just board on the train, whichever comes first. They have the tickets and everything. Of course they know to travel, but they don't read the timetables or they don't read the train numbers or anything. So if they just read out the time, and when they reach the station by time, they board on train whichever comes first and they started traveling towards that. They don't know their destination or anything. They just travel towards that. And when time goes, they would came to know that what we are traveling is not the proper train or correct train. Then only they would realize, and then they have to get down and they have to move to another place. So the author tries to say that these are also kind of people are around us, and he wonders how they would reach the destination without reading the timetable or the train number itself. They couldn't understand anything. They even won't ask anybody to where to go and how to go, what is the train number and where I have to board. So they don't ask anything to anybody, but they simply board on the train and they just start their journey. And mighty sleepers, he gives an example of mighty sleepers in this lesson also. So here the author tries to tell that he is envy about the mighty sleepers. They are the only persons the author tries to envy. So the mighty sleepers, who are mighty sleepers is, they just board on the train and they just search their place and settle there. They start, after settle, they started sleeping. They won't eat or they won't disturb others. They won't irritate anybody. They just started to sleep. They don't have any other work or anything. They just simply started to sleep. They have no terrors in their journey, no more uninteresting journey, because they don't know what journey is. If it is a journey, we have to enjoy, we have to undergo what we are going to see, right? We have to enjoy something. But these sort of travelers are not going to enjoy anything, and they are just simply going to travel by sleeping. So they don't have any sort of experience or anything. So by seeing them, the author envied how such people are like that, and he is giving an example of 7 Ephesus. 7 Ephesus is a old example that is a religious example, that 7 youths, 7 boys, that they went away from the village and they hide themselves in a cave for a religious purpose, and they just, because if they are out in the city, they couldn't help themselves to live. So they are just hide themselves in a cave, and after 300 years, they are out from the cave and they look at the world and everything has changed. So they are such a sleepers, and they are compared with the mighty sleepers in the train. And at last, the author tries to give you, after giving so many examples, the author finally says that there is a good companion in your journey, and who he is seafaring man, the one who travels, one who takes sea voyage, and he is a proper and perfect companion for you to travel in a train, because he is always alert and refreshed. He is always ready to talk with others, and he is always ready to give good examples and give good way to others. Always ready for a pipe. Pipe means smoking. So he is always ready for a smoke and a crack, a joke. He used to entertain everybody with his talk. he just not want to talk with their friends, or he just not want to spend their time, but instead he just want to entertain them, and he just wants to be a good traveler companion. But at last he says that beware of elderly persons who says that train is just 5 minutes below. Because when they started speaking with us, they keep on talking that yesterday the train has arrived this time, and tomorrow it is going to come late. So they keep on talking about the trains and such things. So we have to be aware of that. We have to be aware of that means doesn't keep yourself away from them. We have to be with them. We have to be with elderly persons, because we couldn't Google or anything from only Google. We have to learn certain things from elderly persons also. So by giving these examples, we have to analyze ourselves. We have to give some insight to what these people have done, and how we have to change ourselves by being a good companion to others and makes others a better person. Thank you.